episode of the Wooly Mastadon Creates podcast, episode 5. I'm Tori, or Victoria, mostly on the internet, but Tori it is. And today is February 5th. Excuse me while I check. Yep, February 5th, so Tuesday. A cold and kind of miserable meh day, but I guess what can you expect because it's February. I mean, we're to the point where there's hope, but otherwise, the only thing we have are indoor plants. So, yay for indoor plants, and yay to start it out weird, I guess, but why not? Today, it's going to be a lighter episode because going into the new year was a little bit of a slow start, but that is okay. I am here once again. So, I think we'll just dive right into it. Or no, we won't. No, we won't. I'm still new at this, can you tell? Where you can find me online. I'll just put that in here right now while I think of it before I forget. You can find me on Instagram as Victoria Schwanke. I'm most active there, so take a look if you're interested in finding me anywhere on the internet. I'm also on Ravelry as lilwestie, Lilwestie, and then on Facebook as Victoria Schaffner. And I have a blog for all of this craziness, woolymastadon.wordpress.com, so check it out there if you'd like to see more. I've been updating it consistently, so yay for small things. A few goals I've actually met this year thus far, but the year is still young. Also on YouTube, obviously, under Victoria Schaffner, so take a look for this podcast if you're viewing it via YouTube. Otherwise, I say via YouTube, that's the only place I upload it, but I also post it on the blog, so just take a look for that. But with that interlude, now we can get into the finished objects today. And, well, finished object. I have one, but it's huge. I finished my Afghan! That was a little weird, but I'm really excited about it. This thing is huge. I mean, I've kind of showed it before, but it's hard to show. I'm not going to get up because I'll knock everything over. But this gigantic Granny Square Afghan of awesomeness. I'm just going to be buried by Granny Square for a few minutes here. It's warm. It's awesome. I actually finished it this January, so a little over a week ago. And it was right before we were supposed to have some really cold temps that ended up closing everything. It basically closed in Michigan. But I mean, it doesn't close up here. We all still went to work unless you were a government office or the post office or school. Well, I mean, I guess that's a lot, but life still goes on. We're tough up here, but we do get tired of the cold. It was very cold. I mean, wind chills were like 30 below or more, and it was intense. I got windburn on my face just cleaning my car off, and it was only like 5 minutes of time that I was out there. I learned. I'm a knitter. I have scarves. I covered my face the rest of the week. But I had finished this the night before it was supposed to drop into the miserably cold temps. And the best thing about granny squares like this are they're so heavy, so we put it on our bed. Oh, it's so warm. It's so nice. I'm glad I got it done when I did. Some stats. It's mostly Red Heart Super Saver, actually. That's pretty much the only thing I make blankets out of because I know it can take a severe beating and live to see another day. And I can chuck it in a washer and not worry about it at all and not worry about what people do to it. I don't really have colors to list you because it started out as a scrap Afghan, so the first few rounds of colors short of black, I don't know what they are anymore. I've had them for a long time, but then obviously this is a queen size granny square, so towards the end of it, some of these stripes are actually this is actually 3 small skeins of yarn in this crazy color section here. I had to obviously go and purchase them because of how I decided to lay this Afghan out. But it is done. I used a size, H 5mm crochet hook. But otherwise, it was really fun. I have some more scraps from this. I feel like if I ever did this just one huge granny square as an Afghan again, I wouldn't be so strict about using one color per stripe. I'd purposely make it super scrappy because this way there's a point where you just can't really use scraps anymore because obviously I made one huge queen size granny square and it probably could almost fit a king size bed. I made it really big because I wanted lots of extra, which is great, but yeah, next time if I did this again, I'd either have to know that I'm shelling out cash to buy lots of yarn for the stripes, or just plan on making it super scrappy. So we'll see. We'll see. Like, the only Afghan I ever actually enjoy making is granny squares, so that is a thing. So we'll see. But that is done. Oh, it has been amazing for bed, for just snuggling under it and bringing it on the couch if we're watching a movie together, because it's huge, although I maybe hog it most of the time, but that's okay. I mean, you know, such is life. But it's been really great. But that's my only finished object. It's a big one. It's been going for a little over 2 years. I have more information on the blog, like a little bit of backstory, but yeah, it's been going for about 2 years, so it's nice to have it done. We won't speak about the one Afghan that I've had in hibernation for longer than that. That's in a tote that we're just going to forget about for now, because I'm mad at it. It's going to probably stay there for a few more years before I either get rid of it or fix it. But with that, I'm going to move on to works in progress. Like I said, it's a pretty light show today. We'll go with the one that you guys have seen 6 million times, my 9-inch circular socks. I believe I'm knitting these on zeros, the 9-inch circulars, and I'm getting decent distance here. Just in the past day I've knit from the marker up, so it's not too bad. I like the yarn. I'll have all the information in show notes, which can be found on the blog, by the way. Whoops, I dropped this. But show notes are on the blog. I'll have more information about this. I will say, though, that I am learning the merit of 9-inch socks. I don't have my groove. Like, I love Magic Loop. I will always have my groove for that. I don't have that for this. However, with my Magic Loops, I always felt like I had to finish a row before I set it down. And with this, you finish a stitch and set it down. So I was working on these actually at a few events for work and for church. And then I brought these along, especially for this last week. We have fellowship after church every Sunday, and I brought these along, and they're actually really great because I can just set it down and chuck it away. I'm not finishing a row, I'm just finishing the stitch and putting it away, which actually was really nice. So I'm finding the merit in these to the point that I probably will knit more socks on this just for that reason, and I can set them down at any moment. I don't feel like I have to finish a row. I still don't have my rhythm on it. I don't knit as fast. I don't know if that'll come with time or if I'm just always going to be a little slower. Oh, hey, look, it says size 0 on the needle. I never noticed that. Observant. I can't even speak. I'm so excited to talk to you. But yeah, so that might actually become more of a thing. So that's one work in project in my kitten bag. So cute. Second work in progress. This one you guys have seen. I'm still knitting on the Vistore. I don't pronounce words very well, French especially. Cardigan are Pullover by Emily Ringelmann. Let's see, can you see that? We'll just try to like focus. Don't focus on me, focus on the sweater. I am knitting the largest size at 2X, but it's a beautiful cabled pullover, not with a super high collar or anything. And last time I knit it, it was still one small piece. I have finished the raglan sleeve shaping, I believe that's how you would describe it, and I'm now working on the body of the sweater. So I'm pretty excited, because now that I'm to this point, it's going pretty fast. It is top down. I will say that much about the construction. And let's see if you can see the cable panel. Oh, you probably won't be able to, but I will try. Hopefully this focuses a little bit, maybe, please. But yeah, it's very dark, but I'm loving it. I mean, I'm really enjoying knitting on the body of the sweater. I haven't gotten any shaping yet, but it's zooming along. I love that about it. It's mostly stockinette except for the cable panel and any shaping that happens, so that's pretty nice. I do have a little stitch marker on here. Will you be able to see it? Will you be able to see it? Oh, look at that. He's so cute. He's a little shark. So I've actually knit that much in the past day, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for me it is a lot because I've been working on a lot of other stuff too, not knitting wise. But I'm really enjoying it to a point where I'm going to have to stop and probably try it on to make sure it falls where they suggest in the pattern before you start anything else, but I'm hoping this will work out. It's knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted in the blackberry colorway, and these are size 6 4mm needles. And I also, it calls for 2 sizes, also a smaller needle, a 5, so I'm going to choose a 5. I'm not knitting on the size they suggest because I knit so loosely I have to go down a couple needle sizes. So this is not the size they suggest, but I'm really enjoying it. And I've gotten a lot farther. Like, I just want to knit on this. This is all I want to knit on right now, admittedly. So that's why not a lot of progress has happened on anything else. But that's going along quite nicely. The last work in progress I have, I'm on the fence about. I have had this Knit Picks Wool of the Andes yarn in Delft Heather for a while. I actually purchased it for my mom. She chose the color, and I was going to knit her a very small shawl out of it. I only had like 4 skeins, so I was a newer knitter too. I didn't really know how much I would need. And why did the lights just start? Whatever. I didn't know how much I would need. Well, I decided I would try designing a shawl, and I got this idea for like a cable panel down an elongated triangle type deal, and it's just not working how I'd like it. My husband keeps telling me I should keep going and see if I like it, but he also hates it, absolutely hates it when I rip things out, because he doesn't really understand that that doesn't kill me to rip things out. But I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I'll maybe knit a few more rows and see what happens. Otherwise, I might just frog it and try something else, because I want it to be something nice. I thought it would be nice to make a shawl base with this yarn, or something small that I could wear close to me, just as like a hug. I'm calling it a hug right now, which I'm sure is used 8 million times. So again, just everything's up in the air. I was trying something. I don't know if it'll work, but I want to use this yarn for something nice, just because it was for her, and I just feel like I want to make something for me out of it, just so I can have it near me. Any of this beautiful bag projects half done, which is exactly what this may only end up to be. It might not get finished. Let me know what you think about it. Let me pull this out again one more time. I will post a picture on Instagram. I don't think I have yet, that I've been working on this, but let me know what you think. Like, suggestions. I know this is like the whole point of designing is to just do what you want, but like, I think I'm going to rip it out and start again. The more I talk about it, I might knit a few more rows on it to see if I can get anything, but otherwise it's going to get frogged. But that's my last work in progress, actually. I don't have much on the needles right now. I probably have a baby hat or a dishcloth on the needles somewhere, but as a rule, I've never been a person to have a ton of stuff on the needles, a ton of stuff going. So for now, that's all I got. Upcoming cast-ons. I'm going to sound like a broken record, because guess what I haven't cast on yet? I haven't cast on yet Justin's hat. I may actually do that today. It depends on how much other things I get done, because I've got a few other things that I'm working on, but not knitting related. But we'll see. I need to cast on his hat, because I mean, we've still got a couple more months of winter here, so it's not like he wouldn't get use out of it. Just look out at the snow, and the snow just blowing off the roofs of the buildings. But it's beautiful some days, and some days it's just like, please spring be a thing. But I don't know where I stand this year. I normally love snow, and this year it's just long. I don't know why, but it's just long. But what am I doing? Derailing. Upcoming cast-ons. Again, I keep talking about knitting another featherweight. I want to knit more socks, another pair of socks for Justin, because he loves his socks. Like, I can't take them off of him whenever he goes in for job interviews or things like that, because he's currently looking for something. He wears those socks. It's kind of cute, actually. I don't know if there's lucky socks or what, but he needs a couple more pairs of socks, because those are going to be run ragged by the time he's done with them, which is great. He's wearing them. He loves them. I need more socks. I'm knitting socks like crazy. I want to knit a shawl this year. Like, thankfully it's only the beginning of February, but I need to get on this stuff. Like, get on it, because I wanted to knit 2 sweaters, a shawl, a brioche project, a color work project. Like, they can be small and I could get through them, but I need to do this. No stash enhancements or wool piggery because the girl hasn't really gone anywhere. It's been that time of year where I just hunker down. Most of us do up here. Unfortunately, that's probably a bad thing because of SAD, seasonal affective disorder, but you can just kind of hunker down and nose to the grindstone and try to keep hope when you can. But no stash enhancement. Also, been trying to save money, and I'll probably hint to that at the end, but we're trying to save a lot of money too. So with that, I'm just gonna dive right into the next segment, non-knit loves. And the first thing actually is watercolor experiments. I am doing a graphic design project with watercolor elements in it, and I can't really release anything now, short of I've done an interim logo that they're already using, or just not even a logo, like a little bit of a sign or a header for online. But I thought it would be fun. Whenever I do a design project, I feel like it's essential to bring in a tactile element because the computer is so sterile. And I love working with tactile media. Now, full disclosure, I 100% suck at watercolor. If it's realistic, if I want it to be realistic, even if I don't want it to be realistic, it normally sucks. But the problem with that is I love it. Like, I suck at painting. I suck at painting in general. I even tried to tackle it in college, and I took an elective I knew I'd, like, bomb it. And I was always afraid of grades, but I knew I'd bomb it, and I'm like, I'm going to take this elective, and I'm going to get better at painting. I mean, I guess I don't put any effort to get better at it either, so that's part of it, but I'm just not good at painting. But I was like, well, I'll play with some watercolor textures. I mean, it's just splotches and meh, but can I even get this to where you can see it? Basically, the intent of these is just to get scanned into the computer and turned into elements of a graphic design or a logo. And obviously you can see this is the progression, because I ended up liking this, but where are you? It's just the wrong color, not quite what I needed, not enough speckle. I went a little too crazy with the speckle on these, but I went in digitally and I'm changing it a little bit. But obviously we kind of honed in on what we wanted with these. And it's just been nice to sit down and play with color and paint with watercolor, even if I know I'm going to have to fix it later digitally. Like, it's not realistic, it's just playing with color, and that's kind of my thing. I love playing with color, so that's been fun. It's been fun to revisit, and I haven't put them away. They're really, I mean, here in our apartment now, they're really easy to put away. They're not buried under stuff, but I just don't want to put them away because I want to keep using them, but we'll see what I do. Let's see, another non-lit love. Oh, just getting back into graphic design has been great. Over the past 4 years, I haven't done a lot of graphic design. I've done little things that are elements of graphic design and tiny projects for work that I'm not really proud of. But I'm actually getting back into it with a decently sized branding project, and I'm really happy about it. Like, sitting on the computer with my headphones, just going to work, getting in the zone has felt really good. Like, I'm starting to fall back in love with it, which is a good thing, because for a long time I wasn't in love with it anymore. I was just like, what am I doing? So that's been great. I've actually been really enjoying that. I've also been enjoying, well, I mean, it's a struggle, but like I said, it's the middle of January and there's nothing outside that's green. I mean, even the evergreens, they get this dull color to them because it's the middle of winter. They're not vibrant green anymore. So I've been like trying to keep all my houseplants alive and just like babying them. It drives my husband nuts because he's like, they're just plants. I'm like, but I have to keep them alive. So I've been keeping those alive, which has been fantastic, because I mean, I guess I've never really been terrible at keeping plants alive, but I've never been good. That, you know what I mean. They maybe end up looking sickly for a while, and then I bring them back to life, and I'm really good for a while, and then it's a cycle. I thought somebody was at the door. I was like, wait, no, we're good. But the plants. So having green in the house, the only problem is it's a small apartment, and I want more plants, but I'd have to take care of them too. And then I worry about them, so I should just keep the plant cap on hold for a while. which we might as well just, it's going to be, like I said, it's a short episode. But we might as well just, I'm going to lead into life lately. If you guys aren't interested in what's going on lately in my personal life, which has basically been spiced through this entire short episode. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next month with another episode, unless I get one out sooner. Let's see how much I actually get done this month. Hopefully more. But otherwise, life lately, like I've been saying, it's cold. We went into January just like, I think we had a thaw like right at the very beginning of the month, which we always have a January thaw, but then it went frigid cold. So that's been a thing. I've kind of been feeling the funk. Most years I can shake that off and not be quite as tired, but this year it's just been miserable. Like, I went into the new year just work, and just feeling tired because of the weather. So I'm looking forward to some sunny days and just working on some knitting, because that's been seeming to really help. But it's like, you have to put effort into it to want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you know you love working on projects, but the weather's kind of bringing you down and you're a little tired. Like I said, sad. But that's life. So we've been working through that. And actually, I think I'm finally like out of it. Like crawling out. But it wasn't that bad. It's just, winter. I love it, but I can't love it this year. I don't know why. Otherwise, let's see. What else did I write down? I just was curious. I'm like, what did I write down yesterday? Keeping up with my goals. I actually went, because I was in a funk, and I was like, I don't think I'm touching on any of my goals. I've fallen off a few. I'm not reading as much already, which obviously it's only the beginning of February. I can get back on that. Like, all of these goals, I can get back on them. All is not lost. We're barely into the year. But I was pretty impressed, like, with my knitting goals. We're early into the year, but I've started enough projects, and like with my graphic design goal of having 2 projects under my belt at the end of the year, even if one project takes 6 months, I have another 6 months to do something else. So I realized, I think I will actually get a bunch of these caught and succeeded. So that was nice. I mean, it was nice to see, oh, I'm really not that off track. I'm off track, but I'm going to be able to get back up on track. Another thing I've been obsessed with is thinking about travel. This year we have the possibility of maybe, this is a lot of maybes, traveling overseas. We haven't decided yet, because that's obviously a huge investment, and we'll see if we will or not. But both of us have decided, my husband and I, that one day we are going, because you live once. And I don't want to only be confined to this continent all my life. I want to go overseas somewhere, just to experience something. So I've been like looking at, this is lame, but like at Christmas, my husband got me like a duffel tag, and we didn't even like really know that we were going to think about traveling, but I won't show you the other side because you don't need to know my information. And I bought another one just because, you know, we jumped and we actually got passports because they're good for 10 years, and like, we're just really thinking about travel. So I've been like Googling all the travel stuff. I mean, we'll have small travel. We travel to family and friends throughout the year, but we're just going cross state. So we're in upper Michigan, we'll go to Wisconsin, or we'll go downstate Michigan, or, you know, we don't go very far, but we do go places where we aren't just here. So it's not like I'm like, confined to this one small place. But we're thinking about it. I mean, nothing's in stone, but I'm kind of got that like wanderlust going on right now too, and I'm sure part of it is cabin fever, because it is like, we are cooped up. It's winter. If you don't enjoy downhill skiing or cross country skiing, or like, I like snowshoeing, but my husband can't really snowshoe because of his knees. You're kind of confined. Like, there's stuff you can do, but when it's this cold too, when it's the wind chill's 30 below, you really shouldn't be outside. So, it's hard. But otherwise, it's like, I think it's partially wanderlust, but it's a good thing. It's something to focus on. And like I said, I haven't bought a lot of yarn, or really any, partially because we have to save money for other reasons, but also just because we've decided we're going to start saving every penny to make sure that we make that a reality, that we do go somewhere, whether it's this year, next year, or a couple years down the road. We're going somewhere. So, I mean, it's made me a little preemptive to get these tags, but I don't know. I just wanted to like make a move towards actually doing it. So then obviously I'm blabbering about that for 20 years. So I'm excited about that. But otherwise, that's been it. It's been a slow month, so shorter episode. You guys won't need quite as many beverages and stuff to get you to go through it, but yeah, slow month. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'll just recap again. You can find me on Instagram as Victoria Schwanke. Ravelry is lilwestie, Lilwestie. Facebook, Victoria Schaffner. Big shout out to the blog, woolymastadon.wordpress.com, and of course here on YouTube once a month at this point. I've been consistently updating the blog, like I said earlier, so take a look out at that. And definitely, if you're on Instagram, check Instagram, because I update more there about my daily life and what I'm working on and what I'm messing with, if I'm cooking something fun or different things like that. But otherwise, I'm looking around to make sure I didn't forget anything. It was so quick today. I think I got everything. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another episode. Bye!